exciting telecasts that I've ever done have come from the two clubs involved in today's match. Parramatta and Western Suburbs, and of course the Magpies have the home ground advantage today, and we're at their home ground, Lidcombe Oval. For a while there this season it looked as though we may never get around to televising a West game, but after a bad start which involved only one win from their first 5 games, the Magpies are back on the track again with consecutive wins over Norths and St George. Bobby Cooper, the giant second rower who played for City seconds yesterday, has survived okay and he's going to play. And John Rebo, who played for City first yesterday on the wing, has come through the match without injury and he takes his place. Since his appointment as captain, halfback Alan Neil hasn't had an easy road to hoe, but consecutive wins must make things just a little brighter. Well, how's it been?
Not too bad, Rex, not too bad at all.
You're getting discipline on the side? Do they tell you what to do, or you tell them what to do?
No, it's not anybody telling who what to do. It's everybody combining together as a team.
Did your own play fall away, do you think, in the early stages of your captaincy?
Not so much fall away. I haven't been playing as well as I can be. I think maybe just organising a bit too much, and maybe
getting too involved with the other players, perhaps.
Maybe that's got a bit to do with it. But I've got to take a bit more on my own shoulders and just do a little bit more. Maybe it hasn't been 100%.
Well, I didn't see last week's game, but the one before against North Sydney, you had a very good game in the open. There was Alan Neil back to his running best. Yeah,
it was. Well, it felt good that day. Everything sort of clicked together, but I think that day everybody combined fairly well, and which makes it easier. It makes it easier to run.
Well, what about today?
We're fairly confident. Parramatta are a hard side. They're leading in competition at this stage, but I think we'll win on our home ground.
Well, thanks very much, Al. Good luck to them, of course. And they've got tradition going for them because it's been a few years the Parramatta side of the Suburbs. And what did Kermit the Frog say? It's not easy being green. Well, of course, it's not easy being a young captain to a rugby league side. Let's have a look now at their opponents. With 4 players involved in yesterday's game, the Eels' position is unchanged from the originally 13. Brad Williams, the young winger, is out, and is Paul Glover, who's been slightly below his aggressive best in the start to this 1981 season. A player new to the Eels' first grade side is 21-year-old local junior Robert Cowie. At 6'1" and 16 stone, Cowie brings some welcome size to the first grade competition. Parramatta also lead the club championship by a handy margin and have their reserve and under-23 team at the top of their respective competition tables. A most impressive start to the 81 season by the Parramatta club. But enough of that. It's rugby league action we've come to see. Let's have a look at both sides as they take the field. Western Suburbs coming on, led by their skipper Alan Neil, and this is the full team. Gary Dowling, John Rebo, Ross Conlon, Mark Bevan, Ian Schubert, Terry Lamb, Alan Neil, Jim Lease, George Morocco, Bob Cooper, Terry Leadbeater, Jack Jeffries, Paul Burlow, coach Roy Masters. Well, a player who's received a raw deal is Gary Dowling, in my view. Acclaimed as the man of the series for Australia against New Zealand in 1980 as fullback, he was unceremoniously dumped by the representative selectors, also by the Parramatta club. I have a sneaking suspicion he might have a blinder today, if only to remind people that he's still alive and kicking. Team being led out by Ron Hilditch, about that from Barry Ross in a moment, but this is the full Parramatta side. Steve McKenzie, Graham Atkins, Michael Cronin, Brett Kenny, Neville Glover, Brett Scott, Peter Sterling, Ray Price, Paul Taylor, Kevin Stevens, Ron Hilditch, Stephen Edge and Robert Cowie. The coach is Jack Gibson. Well, talking about forgotten men, Hilditch is another case in point. I've not seen this fella play a bad game for 3 seasons. A high work rate, strong defence and very good pace in the open. He should be around to remind one and all that he's still got plenty of football ahead of him. The referee, Mr. John Gosha. And the whistle gets them away. Since Parramatta entered first grade in 47, there have been 79 games between the two clubs. Western won 45, Parramatta 32, drawn 2. And at Lidcombe Oval, there have been 16 games. Western won 11, Parramatta 5. And a most interesting statistic, Parramatta have not won at Lidcombe since 1971, when they won 15-7. Western won the last 6 premiership matches between the two clubs. And Barry Ross on the sideline, the reason Hilditch leading the side out.
Well, it's an idea that Jack Gibson's adopted. He won the game ball last week for the match against Penrith. That's the game ball the players award amongst themselves, and he's been given that honour today.
All right, nice little gesture. Parramatta running from left to right. 10 metres outside the Western Suburbs quarter now. And Western Suburbs in their traditional uniform, black and white. I always think it makes the side look very tough and very hard, that black uniform. Stephen, the heroes, a very fine display yesterday. Scott's a dummy half. Sterling, long and very good pass out to Price. The dummy back on the inside. Another scrum went to Parramatta. Sterling's made a bust. And Schubert was there to pick him off. It's the lightweight second rower, Paul Taylor, who looks amazingly like Sterling. And lost possession. West have it through Jeffries. Merlot on the charge. Up to the quarter line. I think the referee might be suggesting to the Parramatta player there that he keeps his arms down a little bit. Neil. Heavily backslam. To the top. Jeffries. Lamb, little chip over. Pretty well taken. Nice positional play there. There's the young fellow getting his first touch, and they welcome him to Lidcombe. That's young Robert Cowie. I believe his third game.
Correct, from the camp.
He looks like Bobby. He's got very blonde hair and a beard, and altogether a very impressive young man with the size of him. Scrum possession, the ball possession changing again. A lot of that in this match so far. Schubert, Merlot. And a good, useful charge ahead by Terry Leader. At 15 metres out. West playing very strongly. Neil cuts out a man. There's Cooper. Stood up in the tackle. Being plenty of pressure at the moment. Jeffries, Neil, back on the inside to Schubert. His handling's been excellent in the opening stanza of this game. That wasn't an easy pass to take. Neil, little chip on the ground, will grab it, goes straight. Mackenzie, the fullback, who gets back into the field of play. Cowie. Play about 10 metres outside the Parramatta goal line. Stevens, Cronin. Sterling again, kick. And Rebo manages to keep it in about 2 metres from the line. And well tackled, but not over the sideline. Dowling. Oh, top tackle there. Lee Beater. Almost was a throwing type of tackle, that, which is illegal. Oh, that pass looked a little bit marginal from Lease into Jeffries. Referee was just glanced at that time. Last tackle coming up.
Required to contact the broadcasting box.
Hill. On to Dowling. Dowling's got some pace too, and he's going hard. Rebo's in the clear and gets it away to Lamb, and it's a try, and it'll be right underneath the post. A great start by Western Suburbs. Good football. Dowling chiming in. Rebo there, and Lamb. See the replay of this. It's a good bit of football. Here's the long strides of Dowling. Beautifully timed pass back on the inside to Rebo. Look at the pace of this man. Perfectly positioned Lamb, and Lamb in and underneath the posts. And the threadbare Parramatta defence at that point, no cover at all. Now this is it. Neil did well, spun on the tackle and still perfect position there. Brought the fullback to him, and it should be remembered that Mackenzie did tackle Rebo. He did his job. Conlon has a success rate of 50% at the moment. He's only had 6 attempts in first grade, and he's kicked 3. Pretty impressive background, 15 tries and 73 goals for 191 points in US competition in 1980. West 5, Parramatta 0. The kick-off to restart the play. The big O coming from a progress score from another ground, with North Sydney leading Eastern Suburbs by 12 points to 0.
Rick, sitting here with Peter Diamond, the former great Test winger, and he just made a good comment about John Rebo then. He said he drew 3 players to him when he straightened instead of going infield, and that allowed the gap for Terry Lamb.
Yes, we'll be having a talk with Peter Diamond shortly, but let's get this play away from the Western Suburbs area. We've had around about 12 minutes as Rebo's kick is going to go out in the full, one thinks. It hit Atkins on the back, actually, but he was outside the field of play. That was a little bit ambitious. That breeze is perhaps freshening a touch.
Yes, I think so, and it's certainly in Western Suburbs' favour.
There's the Jack Jeffries situation, 46 from 89, success rate 51.7. Free waving Bevan. Conlon back on side. Sterling's round 2. Push Neil back, and Neil Catherine wheeled him over the shoulders. Schubert loses the ball forward. Dangerous now for Western Suburbs. Hilditch picks up the dregs, gets a pass away to Cronin. Cronin stood in the tackle, beaten 2. They finally get him to the ground. Parramatta, the Western Suburbs on a little bit of pressure at the moment. Parramatta running from left to right. It's a crunching tackle around the chest, indicated by referee Gosha. There's the bomb. Dowling, who's gone a bit too soon, but he did manage to take it. Pretty sure that's Dowling. Yes, it is. He came out from underneath a surge of players. And I've got to say that Dowling's not a noted catcher of the high bombs in my view. He's been a little bit suspect at times. No more exciting attacking runner. He stood his ground very well then.
He told me before the game that this game has been on his mind for over a week, and he's very, very determined.
We might get Peter Diamond to give a bit of thought to and ask him in 5 or 6 minutes, Barry. I would be very interested to hear who was the hardest man or the best winger he ever played against. There's referee Gosha getting involved again. Penalty to Western Suburbs. Foot raised, and they play the ball. Now here's Rebo again. He really gives the ball a belt, doesn't he? Look at that. It's failed to find touch, though, I think. Oh, well taken by Mackenzie. But that is a bad error. Oh, lovely pass from Sterling. Cronin took it well, but didn't sell the dump. He's going hard and straight. They finally get him to ground 10 metres into Western Suburbs half. Atkins, Sterling, Taylor. Only half-back size. Has the ball stolen from him. That's happened a little bit in this game. West, I think, on 3 occasions have come up with the ball in tackles on smaller Parramatta players. Lease. Another player who needs a good game today, I think, is Jimmy Lease. Dowling. Dowling. Whoa! Nothing wrong with that defence from Ray Price. And there's another good Price tackle. That's a hard one. Jim Lease was the recipient of that one. Jeffries. Lamb's kick, driven hard. What a good safe pair of hands this Mackenzie has. Oh, it felled him like a tree. Is Terry Leabeater. Good tackle. Sterling. Atkins. It's the right winger who's come midfield. Western Suburbs leading after 20 minutes in this game. 5 points to 0. One fine try scored underneath the post by Lamb. Rebo, Dowling, Neil, all involved in it. Hilditch. Well, there's Robert Cowie dropping the ball. The knock on the referee's seen. Only been 3 scrums decided, 4 scrums decided. Parramatta have 1-2, West have 1-2. Price. Just going to ground a bit too much with the ball so far this season. Ray Price, in my view. Cronin, lovely pass outside there to Kenny. Kenny manages to get back inside to Glover, who's heavily tackled by Schubert and backslam. is the error situation. Parramatta 6, West 4. That's, as we repeat, the number of times each side has given the ball back to the opposition. Well, that's Parramatta 7. Burlow, a little bit aimless there, just ran sideways, didn't really attempt to make any forward progress. Neil, Cooper, very involved in the play. Schubert. Always expect a man to give of his best 2 days in a row. Not the easiest thing in the world to go around on a Saturday and then on a Sunday. Neil's kick is ricocheted off Price. It was trying to be a reflex catch. Now Price and Neil, and now Price has been pushed to the ground. And we don't want to see any stupidity. Lebeter was the man that pushed Price down, I think. And we'll see that incident again. It started over very little. Now there's the incident. We were on a fairly wide shot at the time. We've got it now. It was over very little. Just a small confrontation between Neil and Price. Penalty goes to Ray Price. And Lebeter judged to have been the transgressor in that lot. Well, Barry Ross, has Peter Diamond got an answer to that query?
Yes, Peter, we're talking about who you think is the toughest man or the toughest winger you've ever played against.
Well, the toughest man would certainly be Vince Corralius, and especially on the 58 tour. He would use knees, elbows, headbutts, and God knows what he wouldn't throw at you. But the disappointing thing about him in 63, he had none of these qualities, and he just turned it up. I don't know, he just probably that the Australian side was too strong and he was more or less one out, so that's probably why he wasn't so effective in 63.
What about a winger, Peter?
Well, Mike Sullivan.
Well, there's two names. I can personally vouch for the toughness of Corralius back in the 58 era, because to my eternal discredit, every time I played against Corralius, he decked me. There's Cronin's statistic you've read. The kick is successful, so Parramatta on the board, 5 points to 2. And we've had about 24 minutes of play. Glover couldn't drop a ball last season.
Yes, I wonder if it's a case of being like Samson. Since he's had his hair cut for the police force, he's not playing at all well.
Well, he's not playing anywhere near the form we know he can display. He knows it too, to his credit. There's Dowling. He's only had 2 runs. There's a penalty. It's against Hilditch on that occasion for lashing out with the foot. So Gosha's being very consistent, and that's good. That's great refereeing. Yes, if our cameras can just get a shot of the paper blowing down the ground now, without wishing to direct the show, Phil Berry, it'll just give the viewers an indication of what's happened to this breeze. It's just started in the last 7 or 8 minutes to blow hard. It's favouring Western Suburbs in this opening half, and it may well be a big force before this game's over. Burlow. Well, he had a little 5'8" Lamb on the outside, but couldn't get a pass away. Bevan juggled that. More than competent centre is Bevan. He hasn't played a huge number of first-grade games, but Lebeter trying to unload one-handed, which I applaud. Didn't let it go, but there's Neil. Now watch that wind take it away. Oh, and he's coming through fast as Lamb, and it's Mackenzie who's lost the ball again. A little knock on. Parramatta letting themselves down with this sort of mistake. Lamb really challenged on that occasion. 5 points to 2. Western Suburbs lead. And a Parramatta scrum win. Keeping it alive. Oh, it's been knocked through. It'll be a knock-on, of course, unless Parramatta come up with it. They do. 6 to go. Player down, Barry.
Yes, it's Sterling or Taylor. I'm not sure. Paul Taylor.
Yeah, Sterling's submerged in the in-goal area at the moment. So Taylor, the look-alike second rower with Sterling, the halfback, receiving treatment. Stephen Edge having a chat to his team there. Well, there's the strength of the breeze. kicking it deliberately low. Oh, Rebo did the juggling act there and could have been penalised for lifting the knees there, trying to bust the tackle. Dowling. Taylor just to his feet in background play now. Merlo. John Goshen just ignoring the blind side of the ruck there a little bit. Neal's pass was too quick. Picked up by Lease. Nicely to Bevan. West going backwards at the moment. Merlo back on the inside to Cooper. Cooper's got to pass away nicely to Dowling. He's got support. Rebo! And it's a try. Atkins left at his weight. And Dowling strikes again. Well, I love to see a footballer redeem himself, and he's doing it so far today. See it again. Merlo, a lovely pass back on the inside to Big Scott. Look at Dowling on the boil. Striding out hard, and his pass perfect. Rebo was always going to get away, those strong thighs and the big strong handoff. And it's another two-pointer. Danger of losing his knickers there, but nonetheless. Now look at Cooper. Look at Dowling. He says, here we go for number 2. And the perfect pass to Rebo. And is there a better side in rugby league than a big, strong winger on the go? 6 tries thus far for Western Suburbs. Now this is going to have to go well. You'll see a lot of curve on this ball. He's kicked it, and it's curving away. And right into the crowd, and a strong Western Suburbs showing it. Lidcombe 10-2. Cronin to restart, kicking low, trying to force the error. West have had a magnificent start with 7 minutes to go to half-time. A good lead, 10 points to 2. There must be a problem in the second half. Sterling just thrown out of the way there. It should be a penalty. It is. That's a good bit of refereeing too. See it again. Just let me confirm Gosha's ruling. It was a good ruling, and this is the reason for it, in case you missed it. Now you'll watch Lee Beadle lose the board as he tries. Now watch Sterling. Here he is, just dragged out of the way.
Balmain 12, St George 5. Canterbury 8. Manly 10, Cronulla 5. North Sydney 12, Eastern Suburbs 8.
And the results continue to come over the PA, which are sending the cut into oohs and ahs and breathless states. Sterling, good step. Finally swung to the ground and tripped over a fallen player, Lease. Cronin took that pass well. It was coming hard. Got it away. Taylor. Parramatta need a try before half-time. Stephen Edge. Stephen attempted to switch the play. Cronin's pass is knocked down. Conlon has it. It'll be a knock-on, of course. And he could have been penalised throwing the ball away. So at least the error. This ball back, particularly as it now is they're put in. It's a penalty to Parramatta. Feed across by Jeffries. Well, it might be some indication of the breeze, I don't know, but they've kicked for touch. I would have thought that was...
Well, it's a differential penalty.
Oh, differential penalty. It's caught me again. Caught me again. I get caught once a match.
I think we all do.
By Price, who's alternating between second row and lock. Taylor frequently goes to lock. Out to Atkins. Like walking into the jaws of a dinosaur there with Rebo. Sterling, lovely pass to Price. Had 2 snatches at it before he could finally get his hands to it. Price apparently hurt himself a little bit. He's got to pass away. Oh, that's close. We're only about 4 metres away. Last tackle coming up. As Hilditch tries to get up and play it forward. It's ricocheting all over the place. Who's got it? 6 to go. Well, that was a bit funny football. So Sterling unloads, gone backwards, picked up by Taylor. He's caught by one leg. Get the pass away. Got to be forward, surely. Out to Glover. Inside to Kenny. Kenny finally wrapped up. Metres out. Stevens, Price, Hilditch. Started from 4 tackles ago. West being waved back with the referee. Right out here on the right. I'm a very bad judge of 5 yards. Sterling, Cronin. Oh, he got inside one defender and was straightening again. Well, it's a chase situation. No, it's over. Well, that's good defence, but it was also a bit of hairy football. Stealing that ball this occasion. I don't know. It was going to be 6 tackles and a scrum. The scrums at Eels have gone 6-3 in favour of Parramatta. Price. The dummy. Here's the old runner up. The ball carrier. Stevens. Sterling with that nice little hairs. Look at him go. Weave his way through a maze. There's referee with Western Suburbs at the moment. Good fast pass back on the inside to Cronin. Look at the strength of this man. Just in 10 yards. Sterling goes to the bomb. It's Dowling's moment of truth. The pressure comes and over the dead ball line goes. The referee's going to judge that it came off a Parramatta player and play will restart from the quarter line. About 2 minutes to half time. But a top performance by Western Suburbs in this first half. 2 grand tries later. Parramatta will look a bit shaky at times. Quite happy to call it quits and have a 10-minute break. Played at a hectic pace. Neil. Got a final win from Peter Diamond on this side's going.
Yes, Peter, how do you think Western Suburbs are going at the moment?
Well, that last 10 minutes of their defence should prove in the second half how good they are. Their movement of the ball and their backing up has been outstanding. I'm pleasing to see that West have certainly put their game together, and their last few games have been really present time as the mainstay of the game.
All right, those expressions of views by Peter Diamond, one of the very great big names of the 50s and 60s Suburbs and Australia. Peter Sterling cuts out a man, gets it to Price. Price back on the inside, but runs into a horrifying sight of 3 Magpie forwards. A funny one. We'll see if we can record that in the tape and see. He pretended to play it backwards and then kicked it forwards. It was a dummy kick. Let's see that again. Ray Price full of little tricks. I don't know what the intention was. Watch this. The rebound, he was looking for 6 to go, but of course it's doing a pass. Suburbs 10, Parramatta 2. The scorers for Western Suburbs have been Rebo and Lamb a try, and Conlon 2. The solitary points have come from Mick Cronin. We're going to be back very shortly with the action of the second half of Sevens Big League. Referee Gosha gets them underway for the second half. And the score over Western Suburbs. 2 tries and 2 goals. Penalty goal. No changes on either side. Barry Ross has been in the best.
Well, Roy Masters doesn't want to play the game in his half. He said, let's get up to the Parramatta half and bump them into errors and we can win the game. He said that you've only dropped the ball 3 times, he said to his team, and he said, if we can do 1 through the game, we'll game. Parramatta, meanwhile, well, Jack Gibson was a little unhappy with the tackling and he wants a better defensive effort this half. And Russell, the long-term secretary, said that that's got to be Suburbs club record.
Right. So Parramatta running from right to left, and here's the first of the kicks, and this is a McKenna left through. It's going to be taken nicely by Sherbert. Handling seems infinitely better today than some occasions. Players on the inside, who's about 1 metre from halfway. And, George Morocco. Still Western. Lee Beater. Always threatening to pass as Lee Beater. Quite get it away on often occasions. Cooper busts 1 tackle. Get a nice pass away. It's one to Bevan. Trying to run the fence. It's a pass inside by Kenny. It's only about 10 metres out now from the Parramatta coming up. Bevan leads Sherbert. Tries to crack the defence. He stood up and they knock him to the ground. And that is the end of 6. Heel to Western Sydney. Cooper standing out of the scrum. Well, that was a sloppy bit of football by West. I think it was Cooper doing it.
Maybe alternating. Leach is out of the scrum now.
And the scrum went to Western Suburbs. Dowling chimed in on the blind side. They're trying to uproot him over the line, but no way. Sherbert. Unloaded well to Cooper. Well, come to a player on the ground. It'll be a penalty. I don't know that there was any intention in that. I will have to see it again, but he did walk on a player that was on the ground. There's Mr. Cooper. Now he's held by one leg. Oh, well, there you are. Cooper, a fairly lucky lad, one would suggest. The benefit of the doubt down to get himself moving so that he could get the other leg out of the grasp of the tackling player, but it didn't look good. Obviously, referee Gosha saw it that way too. Lidcombe. We're doing our usual award today. The player we judge to be the best player will receive $400 and appear on Sports World, which starts at 10:30 these Sundays for those of you Sports World watchers, and will continue that way until September. Will be not one, of course. And he'll receive, as I said, $400 and appear on Sports World the following week to receive his cheque.
First prize in the guessing
He is and all those weekly award winners will be judged by the Controversy Corner panel. The overall winner will be named the Mazda Footballer of the Year and receive a magnificent Mazda RX-7 sports car valued at $16,380. A magnificent prize from Mazda. We also judge a try of the match, and the player most responsible for the try of the match will be the recipient of $150. Years and all those tries will be judged. The one judged to be the try of the year, the Mazda try of the year, will receive a mighty Mazda 626 valued at $8,750. On the blind side, Cronin, a little dummy. Nicely did Glover. And it's been lost behind, but not knocked backwards. But knocked backwards, not a knock on. Last tackle, says referee Gosha. Sterling, little chip through. Kenny's coming through. Gets to it. Good stop for Kenny. Gets a pass back inside to Sterling. He's run away from support. And finally it was Taylor who loomed up. But his arms were locked by that time. Very clever little chip by Sterling. And a penalty to Parramatta against Western Suburbs, collapsing the front row of that scrum. There's fairly good evidence of it. 2 players down. Neil doing a lot of talking to his players now. Left footer for touch. Sterling to restart and move on. Mr. Price. About 4 different variations of that move. Cowie, the 16.5 stone youngster, is playing his initial first grade game. Stephen Edge, 2 metres away. Parramatta desperately need points. Down 10 points to 2. Sterling one-handed. Way to Taylor. Taylor, Scott, a wall of defenders there, no way through it. 6 look for Sterling, and the There he is, stepping, still stepping. And they'll take the... Scrum into Parramatta. Well, they're going close now. Sterling managed to get a pass away quickly to Taylor. Parramatta crowd starting to get involved. That pass has been, the ball's been dropped behind him. No knock on. Stevens, a beautiful pass to Crowden. Back on the inside for Price. He's desperately close. His legs were actually dragged into the in goal, but he was facing the wrong way. And Western Suburbs all offside there, I thought, all in front of the line. 6 to go. Referee playing the advantage and trying to shoo them back onside. Sterling. Kenny. Defence sound, but I think they've been given a start. Sterling. I look at Tomlin and Bevan standing out among the West backs at the moment, and I swear they're inside 2 yards, not 5. Sterling. Here's that. Stephen Edge. Stephen Edge standing on the wing. Oh, there you are. That's how confusing that one was, and he did it very well too. Took the pass well. I was just confused seeing a number 12 out on the wing. So there it was. Stephen Edge continuing what's been a pretty good try-scoring season for him. That's the head-on shot. So that's very important. That's his 4th try for a hooker, not bad. Only Cronin's 2nd attempt at goal. The breeze with him, Barry.
Yes, the breeze is with him. It's freshened, as you said earlier, in the first half, but it's definitely very strong now and right behind Mick Cronin's back.
On the borderline, about 5 metres in. It's gone very high, and they had a good long look at that, and one of the touch ball boys did very well to catch that. So there it is, West 10, Parramatta 5.
10, petition first, 35204. Second, 39201. Third, 39377. Fourth, 36458.
Very good crowd here at Lidcombe Oval too. Like to hazard a guess, Barry?
About 18,000, I suppose. The ground record here is 21,000 set in 1978 when these two clubs met, but I don't think it's that many.
It's a good crowd. It's in the area, I would say, of 7,000 to 8,000. Ray Price at dummy half runs the open. Metres from halfway. Sterling. Hilditch. That's not a head-high tackle. That was a chest tackle. There's a little knock-on that Gosha has seen. By McKenzie.
Newtown 18, South Sydney 11, Balmain 12.
The referee was directly in line with it, and he got shouldered out of the way there by a West player coming back on side. Stephen Edge sights the opening and goes well. Showing a rare turn of speed. Sterling. Lich. Parramatta ought to resort a little more to the chip kicks from Sterling. The little rubber kicks. And he's been pinged for shepherding, of course. Ran round in diminishing circles. Now Rebo. Yes, he missed touch last time, so we'll be aware of that. No doubt about finding touch that time. It's only about a 16-metre gain from where he kicked it, but that's okay. 10 points to 5. Western Suburbs, 2 tries and 2 goals to a try and a penalty goal. Taylor himself penalised if he doesn't get off Rebo there. Lamb, Jeffries. Merlot charging up the right side of that ruck. Jeffries, Neil, Cooper, the switch play. He's had a strong game. Dowling comes hopping through there. He seems to have damaged a leg or a foot. Merlot. Pass away to Conlon. Another Lease. Morocco. Neil. Lease now, the kick. That's just too big. And play comes back for the scrum. The idea was right. He just gave it a touch too much power. Stephen Edge, 79 from 144. Scrum success rate at 54.9. Pretty cold now. And the scrum penalty goes to Western Suburbs. The crowd applaud. Goes against Sterling for an incorrect feed. In the earlier games today, Western Suburbs and Reserve Grade went down to Parramatta 20-13. It's only one defeat for the Parramatta side, 7 wins from 8. The under-23s, Parramatta 8, defeated Western Suburbs 2. 7 wins and a draw. Great performance by the Parramatta club, obviously leading the club championship. 25 minutes to go. Still anybody's game of football, this. Crisscross move, Lease back inside the Dowling. Defence there straight away. Moving it out there, Lease standing wide, out almost as a second 5'8". Just lost that spark. Strong stuff from Merlot. He's had a very strong performance today. Neil back on the inside to Cooper. On the runaway express, and the 6. Perhaps Lamb was dicked on suspicion there, Barry Ross.
Yes, well, that was a very clever pass of Alan Eels and up Cooper, and as you say, on suspicion.
Trying to come up with the ball. Sterling as the quickly swamped there by Lease. Taylor. Well, that wasn't an easy pass to take. It came at Cronin hard, and it required a bit of professional skill to catch that one. About head high, travelling hard at you. Not easy. Edge, Sterling. I'm surprised that they've wasted or waited as long to kick as they did. It's not Jack Gibson's go to play football within 10 metres of your line. Shoot it with a rueful smile on his face there about that bounce. With a rugby frame of mind. Near the feed. Well, oh, Sherwood's had it and dropped it. There. So after complimenting us, not knocked at all, just dropped the ball. Dowling. And Sherwood loads one tackle. 12 metres outside the quarter. Oh, he's had the ball. Well, he's just got up and I thought dropped the ball, but we'll see it again. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. It may out of his hand.
13,600.
What's this again?
13,096.
Well, I thought he just dropped it. That's the way I saw it. But again, Western Suburbs come up with a penalty against Parramatta for collapsing the front of the scrum. The last two players up are West players. It's a bit confusing. 13,096. I was way out in my estimate. I think they might have... Those kick. 10 metres into Parramatta's half. 22 minutes to play. 5 points the difference. West leading. That's the side running from left to right. Black uniform. Black shorts. White blue. Merlot. Well, Cooper have taken the ball up very, very strongly all day. Jeffries. Still Western Suburbs go charging ahead. Neal. Lamb. Very close to getting through there. Jeffries. Neal, who injects all the variety into this west side. There's a good kick. Pressure. Who's come up with that? Ray Price. Great catch. Fine. Cuts a long pass out to Atkins. And he's finally caught and dragged down. Scruffed. Referee says get on with it. It's Cronin on the burst. Lobs it to Atkins. Parramatta taking the odds to a bit of open football. Played an injured and back play Barry.
Terry Leabeater.
Sterling. Hilditch standing wide. Well, Warren Boland, Western Suburbs captain, who's been out with knee troubles with Barry Ross. Just why do we get this bit of action out of the way? Kenny comes away with a good run up to the quarter line. Last tackle coming up. We'll watch to see whether a bomb goes up. Stevens. Way to Edge. Edge unloads nicely. It's out to Cowie. Hilditch. Oh, it's been intercepted. Well, bless my soul. Hilditch has made an error. I thought he should have given it on the outside to Glover.
Yes, there's a try in the corner. Should that ball have gone to Glover then?
Well, they come and they go, the opportunities. Well, Warren Boland's with Barry Ross at the moment. Former skipper, been out with knee trouble.
Warren, it's about 10 weeks since you did that knee, that medial ligament injury. How is it?
It's starting to improve, Barry. It's only last week that I was allowed to get off the crutches at last and start walking, which was a bit of a change.
How long before you're playing?
I'd say about another month and a half, possibly. I don't know for sure.
Just a quick comment, Warren. You mentioned a while ago that Ross Conlon, he looks like he's been playing first grade for a long, long time.
He doesn't look like he's new to it at all, does he, Barry? He just settled in well.
Tom Arbour, number 20 on the sideline now, going to come on the field for Western Suburbs. And we'll see who this is he's replacing. Well, the touch judge has not been allowed to bring on. They've both got to get off the field. The referee's allowed play to proceed. The transfer has got to take place during a stoppage in play. Leabeater, the likely man to be replaced. He was down injured a while ago. Cronin cracks the tackle. It's fallen on. Now the referee ruling a knock on. Now Arbour's on. Leabeater removes himself from the field. Number 11. He got through a lot of tackling.
Leabeater leaving the field.
Now West coming up with another scrum win. The scrums are going to Parramatta by 9-8. The penalties are 8-6 Parramatta. I was reading a scrum statistic, then did Schubert drop it again? Oh, he's had a miserable second half with his handler. There's the pain of a right shoulder injury from Leabeater. Just to give Cronin the opportunity to advance the Eels' cause by 2 points.
John Brooks required in front of the grandstand.
Now it'll be a cliffhanger if this goal goes over. 10 points to 5. West lead. Cronin's third attempted goal, been successful with one. He's got it. So there's a situation with 17 minutes or so to go. West 10, Parramatta 7.
Newtown 24, South Sydney 11. Balmain 14, George 12. Penrith 20, Canterbury 18. Manly 20, Cronulla 10. North Sydney 17, Eastern Suburbs 13.
The U's go around the ground as those progress scores come through from other grounds. As the error situation, Parramatta have surged away with a great number of errors, 14 by comparison to Western Suburbs 8. Their beings at Cowie had a solid introduction to first grade without deep enough and running onto the ball in the fashion that he should with his size. And he's injured his leg now and hobbling back in the back play, as you can see. Price just outside his quarter. Stevens. Hulich really is a man that never knows how to go half pace. He comes on the surge and hurls his frame at the opposition. Sterling's pass, a beautiful one. Back to Glover. .5 minutes to go.
And Parramatta could be making a substitution. Jeff Coburn on the sideline here with the Parramatta bench, taking his gear off and getting ready to take hurl.
Neil sneaks away up the blind. Cooper at dummy half. Stevens was offside as well. He didn't tackle him. Jeffrey's now dummy half. Lamb. Bevan.
There's Coburn on and Cowie off now. Coburn wearing number 19.
Coburn for Cowie in number 19. Western Suburbs with Lamb in the van there. Now, last tackle coming up. Neil. Nice pass to Bevan. Put him into a gap. He's running strongly. Weasard lobs it out. He's going hard and straight for the line. Loses the ball. I think Stephen Edge has it. And Parramatta off the hook. Well, that was a near thing. Say there too. Stephen Edge. Sterling. Taylor. Back to Sterling. Good run around. Glover. 14. Beats 1, 2. Still going. That was a bit more vintage Glover. It's good to see all his strength hasn't been shed by the cutting of his hair. Beautiful pass from Cronin, but Coburn can't handle it. Cronin's pass was delivered with speed and quick hands, and Coburn, who's only just come on, wasn't attuned to the pace of it. Another for Parramatta.
The winger Michael Collins loosening up on the sideline.
There's a scrum win to Parra. Crossfield running is not going to get them anywhere. With 13.5 minutes to go, they've got a 3-point deficit. 2 tries to 0 at this stage. 2 tries to 1, I'm sorry.
Collins is on now and Neville Glover has been taken off.
Collins on in number 16, is it?
Yes.
Parramatta lose the ball again. Both sides look very tired at the moment. Oh, Rebo allows that one to go through his hands. It was straight over the sideline. No way. There's trifle despondent. There's Alan Neal. He's told to play it by the referee. Now West's moving it out along the 3-quarter line. Lamb hit hard on the quarter. Rebo got himself midfield. Oh, and he's picked off nicely. That was a top tackle from Taylor. Little second rower. There he is diving again at Big Cooper. It really is a David and Goliath contest. Jeffries, Neal, Cooper. Back inside to Lease. He's not the Lease of last year. Neal, little kick through. The chase is on. Referee opens his arms to signify no interference. Neal may have been searching for a penalty there. Parramatta have not used this breeze at their back. They've persisted with trying to run it out from near their goal line. I find that inexplicable. with 12 to go. They had a share of the scrums, 10 all. Long floating pass out to Kenny. Gets it to, and Bevan's defence was excellent. Now Sterling should put a right foot to this and belt it, which is what he's done. And look at that. So 55 metres for nothing. Why belt the height off your forwards, flogging him around near your goal line?
Key ring is in the hands of the police at the school. Anyone who's lost that object, they can claim it.
I'm at an absolute loss to understand Parramatta in the last. Apparently blowing, the flags are moving.
Yes, and possession in the scrums is not one-sided either. They're not losing the ball that way.
Had the better of the penalties, 9-6. A tactical failure by perhaps Stephen Edge. Or I wouldn't suggest that Jack Gibson wouldn't use the breeze. I think his tactics always are to.
Yes, I would have felt that he used the kick in ring ways, and short kick trying to bust them up.
Westline nice and deep now. Down. Lease. Oh, he's busted right through. Morocco throws a pass, which is a horror. It's now for Parramatta. Taylor has it. Now Coburn. That was the inexperience of a young fellow, George Morocco. Got himself a pass, which of course was a bad one. The old bull would have run as far as he could tackle. Nice dummy from Taylor back. Mackenzie can't handle it. Sterling can. That's 6 to go. Good referee. Look at the step this Sterling's got. Taylor. That'd be nice. Look at the size of it. They're both second rowers. Stevens running cross field. It's a pass away, but it's a bad one. Still, I would kick. All right, Parramatta. Collins on the halfway line. Ray Price calling for the ball. It's a good weaving run. Coburn. Cronin did well to pick that up. Got it back beautifully on the inside to Hilditch, who was knocked hard. Stumpy Stevens. Away to Sterling. And that's the 6. Now we've got 9.5 minutes to go. Scoreline 10-7. West favour. And West win, which makes it 12-10. They're away in the set scrums. Penalties have gone 9 to favour. There's a penalty to Western Suburbs. Rebo. Gloom, overcast and quite chilly. Towards halfway now. Western Suburbs to right. Jeffries. Not been able to get him simplifying runs of his. Hopping on one leg, tackled right on the halfway. Last tackle. Both sides look just a little bit indecisive at the moment.
Newtown 25, South Sydney 14, St George 17, Balmain 15, Penrith 25, Canterbury 18, Manly 20, Cronulla 10, St Suburbs 18, North City 17.
Scrum into will be a penalty to Suburb. Incorrect against Sterling. Desperation moments now for Parramatta with 6 to go. Working to Stephen Ed and Sterling. There's Johnny Cock, World Cup halfback of a few years ago.
Would you please help in this regard?
Reback is this is the largest 13,000 crowd of Samoa. It's on the quarter line now. Western Suburbs on the attack. coming up towards that last 5 minutes when the clock stopped. Neil, little throw, and it's going to be a try. That's the ball game. One he's had, one run, and he slipped himself through a tiny galation, and beautiful, just beautiful stuff. A little dummy, the perfectly timed pass to Big Rebo, who goes in for a watch Neil dummy, burn for the perfectly timed pass. Atkins was never going to catch. He didn't show his credit. So 7 tries to reach 8, including the one that he scores today. That's 13 points to 7 in under 5 minutes to go. Sideline, kicking across the breeze. Just allowed a bit, and the score remains as it was. Western Suburbs 13, Parramatta 7. Perhaps 4 minutes to go by our time. Elo knocks it backwards. Village is in there to pound him to the ground. Certainly not a lot of flair at it up. Wests have laid on 2 tries of great quality. Starting to wend their way, 3.5. But the battery's way through the meat of the Parramatta forwards there, Neil. Oh, there's a way to stop him. Total tackle. Stephen was the man that went right in. Try and thunders pass in the background as the two come together. We have penalty. Feed across. Well, they've really got a possible job now to twice. That like 127 minutes twice in the last. Still being through. It's about 7. Sheer efforts. That's Price, and he's told also to keep his mouth shut. Indicated by the referee and his lips. Official time. Then Earl into a wall of defenders inside his quarter. Some grafted out well. Strong force. Barry Ross.
Yeah, started the season rather slowly, but played the last couple of weeks and had an excellent day.
And, Tom Arbour pulled over the sideline there. And the Tim Jinks head of Parramatta Club in first grade. Haven't beaten them since 1971. Scott is the man he Price. About 30 seconds to go, unofficial time. He passes that Taylor, and he drops the ball as he tries to kick. Kick there, 14 seconds to go. It's Western Suburbs all the way. They've done it so easily. They'll back Sherbert. Take this could the ball of the match. Our clock's back. And there it is in the flag. So Vincent's like play. Again, as the flags wave and the coloured paper's thrown in the air. 13 to 7. The try scorers for Western Suburbs have been 2 to John Revo, 1 to Terry Lamb, and 2 to Ross Conlon. For the Parramatta side, 2 penalty goals to Michael Cronin and a try to Stephen. Our award game was Bob Cooper, the giant Western Suburbs second rower, who was responsible with a good break. Bold runs up the block side, and I think with the forwards, Suburbs forwards getting over the top of Parramatta as they did, the result of the game showed that. Let's have a look at the full round of football this weekend. 28 points in Penrith, and that's a great game against Canterbury, 18, last year's premiers. Newtown, the most impressive display, 30 have defeated South Sydney, 14. St George, 17, away with Ben, 14. Oh, that was a very exciting. 20 defeated Cronulla, 15. Eastern Suburbs, 18. Listen to this, North will always find a way to do it, 17, and they led for most of the game. And in our game, Parramatta, Western Suburbs, 13. Now the competition